I'm Dr. Brett Osborn, board-certified neurosurgeon, nutrition specialist, and featured BPI sports expert.
Knowing that if we want to be leaner, especially if we want to maintain it, and I think that's the biggest thing for guys like Whitney and I, it's not just getting lean, it's finding something sustainable.
It's the longevity, what we talk about.
Well, either that or, as an example, if you're a bodybuilder, that goal is, it's that push-pull as you're coming in 16 weeks out or 12 weeks out. You are trying to figure out, how am I going to maintain that muscle, but at the same time, lose the body fat?
Right.
Which your body doesn't like to do.
No, that sort of doesn't make any sense, right? You're anabolic, you're catabolic. This is a weird line that everybody's trying to drive.
A fed state, a starved state.
That's right. That's what we're trying to do here in this clinic. We're trying to maximize the muscle mass, the strength, the performance without getting injured, and at the same time, keep your body fat low. And the way that we do it here, well, we have those tweaks that we talked about, right? Some of them which are medicinal, not stimulants, some of which are medicinal. The way we do it here is, and this goes full circle back to that first couple of sentences that you said, we move slowly. We move slowly. People come here and they have this, they have these preconceived notions that this is a fat loss clinic. No, it isn't. And they are disappointed. How much fat loss can you expect? They ask me. What can I expect? Am I going to lose 20 pounds in 2 days? Come on. No. I want them, in other words, I want them to move very slowly. So women, men, all right, when their hormones are optimized, when they're on metformin, when they're training right, when they're eating properly, on the protocol, modified ketogenic, all right? So they're not dumping a lot of muscle. Hopefully they don't dump any muscle. And they're just in a nice sort of fat-burning state, but it's not ketosis. We can usually tell a male that they'll, not you guys, all right, a pound to a pound and a half of fat, which takes up a lot of space, you guys both know that, a week. And that's what we see. That's based upon thousands of patients. That's beyond anecdote. A woman, they're less metabolically efficient, if you will, right? Because they typically run around with less muscle, typically. About 3/4 to a pound of fat per week if they do exactly what they're told to do. And that's the safe way to do it, because it's slow. We don't reduce any calories here. Why? Because you lose muscle. You lose muscle, you lose your fat burning capacity. And all we do is we run a macronutrient based diet that is run right isocaloric to their BMR. Where do we get their BMR? The scale, right? It's a very accurate scale. So that's how we do it here. We tread slowly. I don't give people any extra because, oh, I'm a bodybuilder, I want to put on all this muscle. Nope.
So that's sustainable too, so they can get to that point. And
absolutely. And then if you want to fiddle around a little bit.
If you tell someone that they're going to lose a pound a week of fat, that's a lot.
But people don't realize that. They want 20 pounds. They want the, the whatever.
Right.
I'm not going to mention it. It's a commercialized fat loss. I need to lose 1 million pounds, but they don't realize is that they're shooting themselves in the foot because they're losing muscle.
Yep.
So here's the big question. All this was just a lead up for this one question. So in a ketogenic diet or even a modified ketogenic diet, your macros are primarily coming from fat.
Yes, that is correct. Even in in a classic ketogenic diet, as you know, 70 to 75% of your calories are from fat.
Yes.
In our protocol here, we're a little bit more liberal with the carbohydrates. About, if you were to look at it, it's somewhere around 50 or 55%.
Because you and I talked about, even with this product, keto aminos, so the fact that it has the essential amino acids in there, that amino acids can take you out of ketosis.
Who cares?
And exactly, and that's my point. So here's my question then: if you're only following a very high-fat diet because too much protein along with your fat will take you out of ketosis potentially, right?
Yep.
Your body's going to convert those proteins, those amino acids,
correct,
into glucose,
and you're going to have an insulin spike.
But if we don't necessarily care about being in ketosis, if ketosis isn't the marker necessarily for fat loss, that as long as our insulin levels remain low,
and that's for health also,
then why not bring in a little bit more protein to make up those calories? Because as we're trying to get our total daily calories, if carbohydrates are low, well, then that means we have to bump something else up. Well, people never bumped up their protein because it would take them out of ketosis, so then it was high fat. But if we don't care about ketosis, why not bring the fats down a little and the protein up a little?
And we do. There are people, it's a good question, there are people that cannot tolerate those fat loads. Some
I
people
can't.
right,
It makes
right.
me feel, I mean, I just feel awful. My body feels gross.
No, and there are a lot of people like that, or people, I get it on Facebook all the time. And I don't have a gallbladder. Well, it doesn't mean you're not producing bile acids and things like that. They're just not sitting in a bag and they're not dumped as rapidly. You can still do this if that's what you want to do. Or you can use digestive enzymes and things like that. We can always spread the fats out during the day, et cetera, et cetera. But your point's well taken. You absolutely can do that. But if you are determining, using as your barometer, your solo barometer of fat loss, what's going on that pee sticker, you got a problem. Yeah. Okay, and it really doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
You're kidding yourself.
You're saying that's just the marker, so it doesn't matter.
It's just the marker. It doesn't matter. You're still going to be burning fat.
And it can be a false marker.
Yeah.
Right. You're just not going to be burning fat. Transiently, you may get knocked out of ketosis. So what? You're still going to be burning fat robustly as long as that insulin level is low.
Right.
Right. And it will stay low even if you're using a product, okay, like this that has a little bit of amino acid. You're going to get a little bit of a bump probably. So what? Typically, it's not going to curb your fat loss significantly, if at all.